welcome to Flat Track Factory. I think I might need to open this one for you. Good to see you, Sammy.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a chill day here after work for me. For those that work, some of us don't.
I was working on something.
I tell you what, I got some B-roll footage I might put in here. You guys ever heard the phrase a monkey copulating a football?
Copulating.
And, we all got our core competencies, and this guy can twist the throttle but couldn't turn the wrench to save his life.
Yeah, we got it together.
Yeah.
I came over with my my dirt bike, my practice workhorse, and tuned her up a little bit, ready for the next mission. Because Michael over here won't let me ride this thing during the week, so I got to ride something else.
Yeah.
He said this motor's too high dollar.
I don't think I said that, but that's pretty sure. Yeah. Hey, we had a really fun adventure last weekend, or 10 days ago.
Yeah, I was sick. Finally did it.
I see that you got your video out today, and
Yep.
I was previewing it while you're on your way over here, and it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely got a little help with the editor, which finally, the videos are coming together with, me laying it out and then having the editor put a little touch on it, and it was good. We got some good content. I didn't have the best camera on the bike, so, my camera lens was a little scratched, but yeah, it was good. We put together a good little edit. It was fun. It's something fun to look back on.
A lot of you that give me the feedback say that this is what you really like, is us just sitting here and talking and having a beverage and shooting the shit. But so anyway, that's what we're going to do today. We'll edit it up maybe a little bit, add some spice. But really what I want to know, Sammy, is did you have fun?
Dude, I had a blast. Was promoting the race and racing, which I wasn't sure about, but it was fine. Southeast Flat Track did such a good job. There's running the show like they always did, and I just brought a little extra slammy flair to it. Some extra money from our buddy Jerry at Roof Systems put up some money for the pro class, and we had a solid amount of pro entries. And so I was like, well, there's money on the line. I got to race it too. But plus, we were trying to do something here, show that the Rotax can still win, the Framer can still win. Rotax, let alone against the modern bikes, because there's been some naysayers out there. Yeah, shall we say Corey Texture, anybody? Corey over there on his little podcast talking about the Rotax ain't nothing, but kid, come on. No, he's all right. He just doesn't know how to ride him. I think, admittedly so, but it's because it's a unique bike. It takes the right touch. But
is it really different? I know we've talked about this before, but we have a lot of new viewers. Explain, what's the difference? When you hop off of your DTX bike that can kind of pretty much do the same lap time, and then hop on this, what is the immediate difference that you feel?
I mean, initially it's just sitting on them is so different. The motocross bikes sit a little higher, and then this is more of low, feels stiffer, but it suits me really well, and the power delivery is so much smoother. It's power delivery is I guess it's more like a tractor where it's just blah, and then with the modern bikes, fuel injected, they're just more zzz, snappy. So the modern bikes being a little more electric, but snappy, and the better in certain situations, they're modern, they can pop off the line better, they can maybe certain sections of the corner, they can pop off the corner a little better. They got linkage suspension, so they can maybe go through the bumps a little better. So, but this thing, it hooks up better, it corners better, so it's just a matter of knowing how to ride it. So the track had some bumps in it, had some character, as I like to say.
It was technical.
So it's just a matter of how you're gonna navigate the bumps. So I like to I could send it into the corner hard, throw it in, scrub some speed, but then you get to the bumps, you quit trying to churn across the bumps. You just kind of let it go across the bumps, let the bike work across the bumps with this Penske suspension. Let it work.
Penske really gave us a nice hookup.
Yeah, and then let it go across the bumps, and then take advantage of the traction and the grip on the exit of the corners. I know we got some good shots from Scotty Taylor of the thing
beautiful,
just wheeling off the corners, and so that track at Neeses is fairly flat, and so I think it just, even with it being rough, it just suits the Framer quite well. So yeah, it's very different than the modern bikes.
There's one thing that it did different than the modern bikes that I noticed that I did not hear you just mention. How does it handle down the straightaway?
Just let's rewind back to that clip coming off of turn 2 on the start where it just freaking passed like 4 guys in one shot. I mean,
is that even fair?
It's a fast motorcycle. This is I think I could if I could race this at Daytona in the twins class, we'd have something to say. I think like it's just it's almost a 700cc motorcycle. Yeah. Clearly, you guys got the head flowing pretty well.
Yeah.
What do you guys do to the head? Is it like one of those jobs where you like weld it up and like make?
So I'm really out of my depth here. So I'm going to apologize to you. Apologize to you guys. The honest answer is I don't know. But this head, we were just talking about my spare motor that's coming back. When you look at the spare head, it's not the spare. My V motor, it's just a gigantic port. This one, the port is raised up, flattened out, and has less of a kind of a hook at the end, and it's more of a down angle, so it's wider and flatter, so they epoxy it up. That's one of the reasons that we're pulling it out. We want to see, it's got basically 2 seasons on it now, just kind of see how that is, I guess, epoxying in aluminum. I don't understand how any of that works, how it doesn't fall apart, but
just a couple of riders over here.
Yeah. But it's even you and I can look at the port and see that they've done different things, and it's just more of a modern design that Jerry's done. And also, when it's going back, one of the things that Jerry always tells me is, "This is it, Dylan. It can't go any faster than that." And I've learned that's not true. So I just say, "Oh, okay."
Pushing him a little bit.
Well, just a little bit during the season, and I send it back. I'm like, "Yeah, Jerry, I know this. You can't do anything. You just don't have. There's nothing more in you to give. I understand." And I just drop it. And then when it comes back, he's like, "Get on the dyno." I'm like, "Yeah!" So I don't want to talk shit, but I think there might be a little bit more to be had.
Wow.
Because it still is faster than the 2025s of this year, and maybe next year we can do it. We can do this again.
Yeah. No, I think so. We'll scout what races we can hit again together. We're eyeing up a square deal, so you guys in New York, watch out.
Yeah.
We have some slammer action to deal with. Slammer Dylan team.
I'll bring a spare tail section.
We'll see how the schedule works out. We're gonna check that out, but I've never
fun.
got to ride square deal, and it's it'd be a pleasure to get up there and hit that track and see what the old 680's got up there. I talked a lot of smack about the 680. I wanted the 600, thinking I could just rev it higher and it'd be better. But the 680 is actually coming around. It's working pretty well, especially now that homeboy over here raised the rev limiter up.
That's another thing. We're gonna pull the crank and check it for trueness and see. We've got data now, so if the crank is true, then I guess we can sort of get away with that to some extent. So that'll be fun. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I kept saying add a tooth, Mike, add a tooth.
I mean, look at the size of the sprocket on this thing. It's like you could cook a pizza on that thing.
I like pizza. pizza.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Were you nervous when I said add a tooth after that first heat race?
No, because we Jerry and I discussed it, and we raised the limit a lot, I thought, to 9,300. So we had the room to do it.
Fuck, I thought it was at 10,000.
Sorry, I said 10,500 is what I meant.
Yeah, I feel better now. Just tell me it's 10.
How much faster do you want to go down the straightaway?
I just want to hear that thing singing.
Crispy.
No limiter. We want to just hear this thing singing. No rev limiter, just 10,000 RPM, so crispy. The thing sounds like
dumb.
a freaking lion. I love the way this thing sounds.
Yeah, it does.
The exhaust pipe, now that you got those dents worked out of it, it sounds good. It does. This exhaust pipe, it's got no packing in it, and it's just like the way they designed it with the way it works. Yeah, it's pretty sick. It sounds good.
Jerry asked what the rules we had for our series. I started laughing. He's
rules?
like, "Oh,
what's that?"
He's like, "Okay."
We don't know her.
This thing shows up.
Yeah.
Ear splitter. It's great.
Yeah, it's not so
fun.
I got my earplugs in, so
more important for the other guys.
Bringing it back to the race, we struggled in one of the practice sessions.
Just one though.
Just one. But we added a tooth and hole shot the first heat race, walked away, and then no more hole shots on the night. That's for sure.
So I think there's a couple things going on. First thing is you're not helping by putting too much heat in the clutch, but
By the practice starts.
yeah, but you felt you had to because the clutch is worn out and it's not being consistent. So you're like not trusting. You're trying to figure out, hey, what is it going to do?
No, it was more just like doing a practice start just to get a feel for trying to get the thing off the line, trying to adjust my body
Which I'm
position.
surprised it lets you do. Around here, we usually don't allow that because it lengthens the program. So
I mean, I was promoting the race.
yeah, I
so
mean, I'm not in charge anymore, but yeah, but you know, to be fair, I feel like I sort of let you down by giving you a worn out clutch. I mean, these
Yeah,
clutches
you did.
just
Come on, bro. Give me a new. I want that new.
yeah.
Come on,
All right.
new.
All right, well,
And
next time.
But yeah, you also didn't coach me on not doing a practice start on this old girl. But yeah, it makes sense. I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do a practice start. But it's just kind of like it's ritual almost. It's like go up to the line, do a practice start. You kind of get a feel for the grip of the track and if it's wheeling, which pretty much was wheeling every time. Then you gotta like freaking latch your face to the handlebar, try and keep the wheelie down. So just. Yeah, practice start just to get a feel for that.
I think it's funny. We look at the pictures over the years of us racing around here. I'm always, my head is up over here. Everybody else is sitting up on their dirt bike back here.
Yeah,
Like you do that back here. Hey, I know it's a funny story. Tell them what you told me about your victory wheelie after the second main event. Get a little surprise.
Yeah, I went to do a wheelie down the back straightaway, and I popped her up, and then it goes, whoa, and then it just like, man, it just went, whoa, and just like, and I was like, I don't know, I wasn't quite ready with the back brake, and it just was like one of those deals that just kind of took your breath away a little bit, and I was just, yeah, we didn't loop her, we weren't too, but it was just enough where it just kind of surprised me the way this thing. I mean, it's a fast freaking bike, and kind of interesting power delivery. Smooth, but then so much, and it just, yeah, we were good, but yeah, it would have sucked to loop her out. Wouldn't be the first time. But.
Sort of reminds me of like when a jet takes off. You know, like a car, you kind of get to the end of the gear, and like, oh, okay, now we're kind of good. But big Rotax just accelerates, and then like, okay, that's the end of it, and then at that last third of the straightaway, you're past that great piece of footage that you had. When that poor kid on that Turner Honda,
that poor kid.
I mean, that Honda's tongue was hanging out, and old girl was just like getting ready to go.
Yeah. No, I mean she was growing legs. I feel so bad for Mike Turner. Like he came all that way, and then we showed up. But I guess they knew probably as soon as we showed up with the Rotax, they probably knew they were beat already, huh?
I think they did. I got to meet him and stand at the fence with him, and we got to talk a little shit back and forth. I really like the guy. He's very funny.
Yeah.
We made some bets. I told him that he was going to lose while we're standing there at the fence, and so I bet you a beer. And he's like, well, I'll bet you a beer. We're out there picking your shit up off the track again. I'm like, touche. It
was going to go one way or the other. There was no second place happening in that deal.
No. And I mean, other than you embarrassing us by about a couple of inches in the Dash for Cash. I mean, we had 2 heat races, 2 main events, but you just didn't want to win
that
the
dash. We had Jerry put up that Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, put up money for the Dash for Cash and the Pro Main. I just screwed the start. Took me a little bit too long because we had the twin cylinder bike in second, so took me a lap to pass him.
And notice the Rotax passed that on straightaway too.
Yeah. And then I got it behind Chadwick, and I was like, oh, I got this in the bag easy. But I just, he kind of, honestly, they would go into the corner so much slower than me, then I had to, go to the outside of them so I wouldn't run into them. But then I hit the marbles on the outside, got sideways, and it just was like...
Smart move on his part, or lucky move, but
if I just would have went slower... I don't know. I made mistakes too much and just a little bit from beating him in the dash.
Yeah.
Would have been nice, because then it would have been a legit clean sweep. I've been just trying not to talk about the dash, so we could just be like, we won both pro mains, but yeah, we got second in the dash.
It was a really fun race to watch, though.
Chad Coast won that. It was good to have Chad there. He's looking good this year. For the beginner class, and
Oof. That's rough, dog.
No, it's good they got the class for those kids to ride. But
I do not endorse.
come on.
I will say, no, I won't say. I'm too scared. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
No, yeah. But yeah, so then so the dash and then the main events, couldn't get the start in the main events because he's got this worn out clutch, and but made an exciting race, and then was behind Bruner in the first main event, and Bruner was charging like that kid's hard on the gas the way he rides. He was hammering the gas so early. He would pop off the corner right when I would need to get a run on him.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
No, I didn't like that. I mean, I was like, what? Where's our traction advantage? Just like that bike just squirt.
Yeah, but it's not. It wasn't so much the traction. We had the grip. It was more just the difference in the modern bike versus this bike. So he's got the motocross bike with linkage, and he just like the way they can churn them and then just like hammer them. Like if I was hammering the gas right then, it would have like, I don't know, wheelied or just like got bucked over the.
Got some inside information. I don't know if this is true or not, but Turner told me they purposely geared the bike short to try to get away from you.
Popping off
the corner to get some space because he knew you were coming.
Yeah, it makes sense because then it was like that would pop off in one section, and then it was making it hard to like get the run on him. Like we were faster in different sections, but it's hard to get a run. So then I just had to pull a slammy move out there, and just I didn't even have a run on him. I just was like, I don't know, it's weird. Like I do this sometimes. I do it at Daytona as well all the time, where I'm just like behind him, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pass you now, and I just decide to do it and just do it and. I hope it works out for the best. Honestly, I learned this racing indoor short tracks in Washington. Grew up racing indoor short tracks, and you just kind of... I messed up a lot as a kid, like going for it, hitting them, crashing, but you do that enough times, you learn how to do it right. And so, yeah, luckily it was a fairly clean pass, got up the inside of him, and...
You know what else you learned in the indoor short tracks? What to do?
You learn how to do a lot of fiberglass work.
Fiberglass work?
My dad was fixing the fiberglass every single weekend. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I could have used his number. Like,
I grew up racing Rotaxes, so I was 14. I was on a 600 Rotax on pretty much my 14th birthday, and the next day my dad was fixing fiberglass. Yep,
fun stuff.
So.
All right, man. So let's go cook some dinner.
This thing is just wants to be ridden, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
What about on a mile, huh? Do you race these things on the mile?
Hell yeah, it's the best.
I never rode a Rotax on a mile.
It's amazing. It's like an ultra aerodynamic XR 750. I think that our buddy Davey Durrell and Jerry Wilhelmy brought one to Springfield, ran on the podium, and they banned it like the next week. They actually put a rule in where you could not race a single.
Oh, because that was when they were doing the singles and the twins at the same time.
I'm probably telling the story wrong, but I think
sounds good.
Yeah, this is
we'll
a great
go
story.
with that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's it. All right, guys, watch out. We're coming for you. We don't know when, but we'll be there.
Thanks for watching.